Welcome everybody on the Icar Sports Network. We're at race number 5 of the Icar Busch Series season as we hit America's hometown track, South Boston Speedway. This is the culmination of the midpoint of the season as currently Jonathan Christopher is holding an 8-point lead over Gerald Harper with 5 races left. This is truly the wild card of the series here, as you don't know what's going to happen. This track is so small. One car is spinning and the whole field could get collected. That's how small this place is. Truly a throwback to the old school tracks of NASCAR, as this track has been open since 1957, as the billboard says. Now, before we get to our starting lineup, we're going to go through our point standings for everybody to see. And now a look at the standings as we head into South Boston, as Jonathan Christopher holds an 8-point lead over Gerald Harper after Harper's second win of the season, as Jonathan Wall and Ronnie Head and Brian Wright clear out your top 5, as John Diekman is 6th. Gavin Lemons is 7th in points, Ryan Timmel 8th, Rusty Capel 9th, and Nathan Rabideau is in 10th in points. As we head to the South Boston race, that's a look at your current standings for the Busch Series title with 5 races to go. And here we are for our starting lineup here at South Boston. Row number 1, David Caines picking up the pole in this first start of the K&N Series. Had a really good run at Kentucky in the Open Cup Series the other night, finishing, I believe, 3rd. So he's one tough customer to mess with here at these tracks, especially in K&N. Outside of the front row, getting his best start of the season, Gavin Lemons, who's been here since week number 2. He's sitting comfortably in the top 10 in points, and he's hoping to turn his luck around after his rough race in Richmond. Next row we have is Ryan Timmel in the 42. He's sitting in the top 10 in points. Not had the greatest of luck here in the series so far. Not really getting caught up in a lot of incidents as he was last week at Richmond. And point leader Jonathan Christopher, who's looking to rebound after having a few incidents at Richmond, who looks to be starting 4th. The next row consists of Sean Hill in the 5, as he had the pole last week at Richmond. He looks like he might be sticking around for a while, as he's alongside Alex Hicks, who's making his debut tonight. Just love iracing. The next row consists of Jonathan Wall, who is coming off another second place at Richmond. I believe he's hit 2nd place every time this season. So let's see if he can get one in Victory Lane. And he is alongside Zach Nichols in the 48. Next row consists of Ronald Head in the 05 and John Eric Diekman in the 21. Both of these guys are having some good season so far, as Head's in 4th in points, and I believe Diekman's sitting there in 6th. And behind them is Anthony Palumbo, who's making his debut, longtime Icar driver, making his first start of the 2017 season. And he is alongside Rick Seabrands in the 25, making his first start tonight. As I don't know why the camera thing's going in reverse order. It's messing me up. Other than that, making his return is Sakiwa Sakawa Tusei, coming off, I believe he finished 4th in Phoenix. So this is his 2nd start of the season. And he, alongside him, is Frederick Hofstetter in the 11, making his 1st start, I believe. The next row has Joe Anderson in the 4, and Nathan Rabideau in the 93. He's made a couple starts here, so good to see him come back. Behind them is Glenn Giles in the 22, and Josh Kozak in the 19, both making their 1st starts tonight. And we're getting down to almost the usual suspects here, as Samuel Fontaine in the 27 making his debut. And then you have Brian Wright in the 66 rolling off 20th. And here's some usual suspects. You have Rusty Capel starting in 21st spot, and Gerald Harper starting 22nd. Both of them have a combined 3 wins out of the 5 races this season, so a lot of wins there in that row. And rounding out your field is Cody Tabor driving the 28, making his 2nd start after he had a terrible Richmond race that resulted in him getting knocked out early. And there you have it. There's starting grid for South Boston. And the cars are fired up and ready to go. This will be 100 laps here, as this is going to be a wild card race. Again, if anybody wants to join, these are open hosted sessions. It means anybody is more than welcome to join. And getting geared up for the new season, or the inaugural members only season here soon. Very excited for that, as these cars are loads of fun to drive. There's a good look at all the cars here. As there they are down the coming down. Lights on the pace car are off. Pace car about to duck in. Here we go. And the green flag is out here at South Boston. David Keynes leads them into turn 1. As we already got a car up in the wall. As it is Zach Nichols and Gerald Harper, as Nichols just nailed him again. And that'll be your first caution already. Zach Nichols in the 48 making his 2nd start of the show. And let's get a replay and see what happened there. Here we go. Here's what we picked up on our replay here, as Zach Nichols is coming down into turn 1 with John Wall. Here's what happened. As you see, Wall kind of came up as Nichols was trying to go down, and there's the wreck right there, and he tried to wait to come down. Gerald Harper just wrecks it into the wall trying to avoid him. And there you have it, friends. There is our first caution of the day, as we're going to get an inside look at John Wall's car here in a second and see what happened, as there's the aftermath right there of Nichols' crash. And now here's a view from John Wall here as you see him go down in the corner. It looks like they just kind of met, trying to establish themselves. And again, there's the first caution of the day. Out of a not giving room there on the get-go. And that brings out our first caution. And here we go. Here's a chopper cam of what happened. As you see the 11 on the high side. racing there, as it looks like Cody Tabor got hit, and by the 42, as Tabor looked to be a little too slow there, and the 11 got hit with it. So the 11 pulls her in pit road, and that's your caution right there. And while we showed that, we're going to take a quick commercial break here as we get set up, and we'll bring you the green flag next again here at South Boston Speedway for the 5th race of the Icar season. Welcome back, everybody, as we're about to go green here shortly. We are on lap 33, going to 34. As David Kane still continues to lead. Just going to go ahead and note, South Boston has the worst iRacing cameras I've ever dealt with. As the field kind of dwindles down a little bit. So maybe we'll start getting some green flag racing. And we are about to go green here. Pace car, lights on the pace car are out, and we're green and racing. Oh, we have trouble. Big pile up here. As Timmel got through it. Still wrecking. That will be another caution. As Ronnie's head is heavily smoking, he's going to take her to the pits. It's another caution here. Again, David Kane's has been very dominant here so far, but I think the most dominant car here has been the pace car. Must have been lagging right there. I think I was lagging at some point. I'm sorry. I forgot all about this segment. Gotta love those lag spikes. It can't be perfect in iRacing. The lights on the pace car are off. Well, lights on the pace car back on. We are gonna go around again. It looks like Alex Hicks has finally moved it in the second. I really hate these camera angles. Christopher third. Joe Anderson is fourth. We're about to get back to racing. And here we go as the green flag is out. We're underway. Kane's doing what he's did the whole entire race. Get out in front. He's got the 8 on his rear end. Hicks trying to get to the inside of Canes. Christopher's right there as well. This is probably the longest green flag around. We got a slow car on the track. Couldn't see the number there on the angle. As Hicks working on the 3. Again, this is probably the longest green flag we've had as people are starting to get spread out a little bit. As the 8 is running the 3 down. Let's go further back here as we see the 79 and the 4 back and forth. 25 is in 5th here, driven by Rick Seabrands, and he's being chased down by John Wall in the 2 as Wall gets in there trying to give him a bump. That didn't work out too well. That's your battle for 5th. Wall looking to the inside as Seabrands hits the wall. No pun intended. And Wall's going to get that position. As the caution comes out, and there's Sakawa Tusei, who's blew up. It's just not been a good night for him. His day looks to probably be done, as we'll get the replay on what happened to him. He is smoking heavily, and I don't even think he can do any more there. Let's get the replay and see what happened. And here we go as we ride on board with Sakawa, as he's right there with the 17 and the 66. Looks like he might have just got around. We'll get another angle of that. That was his in-car. As you see on this angle here, the 93 and Nathan Rabideau just got a better exit than him and just nailed him. So looks like a little miscommunication here, and our longest run of the day is done. As it looks like he had it blew up, and that was pretty much it for him. As lights on the pace car are off, as we're set to go racing, Jonathan Wall will now have the lead. This is his first laps he's led on the day. Rick Seabrands is in 2nd place in the 25. Nathan Rabideau is now in 3rd, and Canes is back to 4th. That's the lowest he's been all day. Green flag is waving, and we are underway. As it looks like it didn't take long for Canes to try to get in 2nd as Seabrands hits the wall. It looks like Rabideau kind of fell to the back there, as he just got passed by Wright. As it looks like Wall looks to be maybe pulling away a little bit from David Canes. That Canes looks to be closing in again now. Canes has been awfully good so far. And it looks like Canes might be making it to the inside. As Canes is looking to the inside to take the lead from Wall. And a caution is out. That looks to be Joe Anderson in the 4. As he is, looks like he is pretty smashed up and done for the evening as he is. As it took me a minute to track the replay around with Anderson, as this is what happened leading up to Anderson's departure. As it looks like he was racing with Wright, and it looks like he just got loose. In the meantime, ooh, Rabidou killed him. And Seabrands and Wright just barely tipped, it looks like. And that will do it for Anderson. As Wall will be your leader still. As, again, Wall's been in this position before. He has been leading a lot of laps this series. It looks like he's going to come in and pit. So, yeah, that's going to give the lead back to David Caines. As Wall has second place, like 4 straight second place finishes. Well, that he's raced. He did miss Irwindale. It's going to give the lead to David Caines, who's been dominant all evening. Sakawa Tusay is still out there, getting a lucky dog. There is Jonathan Christopher is in second place as he's leading the points. There it goes again, lagging. I don't know why. I forgot my head issues. I should have cut that out, but then again, broadcasters aren't perfect. Anyway, Jonathan Christopher in the 79 is leading the points currently, trying to have a good run tonight. Alex Hicks sitting third, who has been quite competitive all night. He's sat in the top 5 the entire time. Somebody I haven't mentioned right now, sitting 4th place, is Anthony Palumbo, again, making his first start in a very long time for Icar. Sitting 4th, clean car it looks like. And 5th place is Brian Wright, sitting, who started in the back, who started 20th in this race, looking to capitalize after his 3rd place run at Richmond. And Wall moved all the way back to 6th after that, after pitting. So John Wall on fresher tires. Let's see if this doesn't wind up biting him in the butt, though. We are fixing to go green. As you see them all getting ready to line up, we'll take this one from the limp. We are green and racing, and it looks like Hicks is going to get in there. As it looks like there's Hicks is gonna put a little pressure on David Caines here. As Wall's gonna get by Palumbo, looks like for 4th. Lemons right, all right there. As it looks like Christopher hit the wall a little bit. As Wall's going to get him on the high side, it looks like. That is a pass for 3rd. Actually 2nd. I think there was a problem with Hicks. I don't know where he went. And there's a pileup. In the backstretch. Just started talking him up, and there was Anthony Palumbo scooting by. He had a clean car almost the entire evening. There's Gavin Lemons smoking. And that's going to be another caution. Apparently the problem with Hicks is Hicks blew up. Hicks did wind up leading a lap here. At least that's what I'm being told, is he blew up. As it looks like Palumbo using that faster pair wisely. Look at the damage on Jonathan Christopher's car. There's Ronnie Head, who's battled back after going a lap down earlier. He's sitting in third place at the moment, looking for his first win of the Busch Series. As it looks like so far, none of the guys up front in the front four has not won a race, and I believe the only one that had a good finish in the Busch Series so far in this top, well, the top five would be Wall at second. So here we go. As a look at the cars behind them, some of them looks like they've definitely ran a South Boston race. Lights on the pace car are off as the pace car pulls in. And it is green and racing. Here's the next restart. Wright looking in on Head. Head closes the gap. As it looks like Wall might have moved him up a little bit. And it looks like Wall's going to put himself in fourth. Sakawa Tusey. Looks like got into it with Seabrands. That'll be another caution. Again, another caution here, but, you know, David Caines is probably like, keep them coming, because it's helped Caines out a lot. But again, like I've said before, this is what you get for this making these open hosted races. You never know what you're gonna get. Plus the mixture of guys that's never really raced much with each other. And you know, sometimes you get these races. But reminder, next week we hit Charlotte Motor Speedway, the biggest track we've been on. They're the second biggest track we've been on besides Daytona this season. Very excited about that. We got Rockingham right after it. So some really good tracks coming this week. As, again, David Caines dominating this race. Please, if you want to check out the schedule, check out icarleague.org. go under the Icar Busch Series banner, and you can see the schedule, points as they run. The site is a work in progress right now, which should be pretty up and running sometime this week, at least to where we want it. Again, I'm trying to kill a little time here as the lights on the pace car goes off, and we're about to get green and racing again, as we are at South Boston, America's hometown track. And we're green and racing. And it looks like Jonathan Christopher was caught napping on that one. As looking here, David Keynes' race to lose, to be honest with you guys. Ooh, as you just seen Christopher get loose there. Still holding on the second, as we have another caution. Don't know who it is right now. Up, we see the 66 smoking. That is right. I see a lot of these guys. Rusty Capel looks like he's going to get your lucky dog. Again, good points day for Jonathan Christopher so far, as he's sitting in the points lead. As Gerald Harper looks like he's gonna come home in 17th place after he wasn't able to clear a black flag that he got earlier in the race. Also, terrible points day for John Diekman, who was sitting 6th in the standings, who got wrecked out early. A lot of series contenders took some hits today. Some benefited, like I said, Christopher. Ronald Head looks like he's going to have a good points day so far. Chikawa Tuesday, this might actually move him into the top 10 in points if he stays there. A lot of guys looking to gain in the points, with should be 5 races remaining after this. As lights on the pace car are off, as you see the car is pretty much what's left. As pace car should be pulling in. And we are green and racing again. As it looks like Keynes just got spun by. That is another caution, but it looks like Christopher finally got Keynes. Oh, that is terrible. That has been the most dominant car of the race. Let's go back and get a replay of what happened there. As we look here at our restart here, Keynes got down low, and it just looked like Christopher, who has been driving the apron the whole time, got a little too in there, and looks like Keynes paid the price for it. Sucks, though. That was a dominant car. And it looks like that's, in the meantime, that's going to give the lead to Anthony Palumbo. So Anthony Palumbo, who hasn't led the entire race, is now your leader. We will be back here. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with our closing laps as we're going to set up for an exciting finish here at South Boston. We're watching the Icar Busch Series on the Icar Sports Network. And here we go, green and racing. Palumbo leads them down. Here we go. This is probably the final stretch here as Christopher making his move on Palumbo. Palumbo trying to hold on. Here we go. Here. Oh, we got trouble. That's going to do it. That is going to do it. It looks like Anthony Palumbo is going to be your leader as Wall spun. And that's going to be race. Anthony Palumbo is going to be your winner here at South Boston after fittingly he won under caution. That's going to do it. Palumbo's going to finish with the win and his first start in a long time. Second's going to go to Ronnie Head. Third's going to go to Jonathan Wall. Fourth position, who the guys just kept digging, was Sakawa Tusei, as he got a lot of lucky dogs, had some early misfortunes. He's going to come home fourth place, so attaboy to him. He just charged up. Looks like fifth is going to go to Gavin Lemons. Gavin started outside front row, wound up getting a top five. Looks like he's got a clean race car, so job well done. Sixth is going to look like Rick Seabrands is going to get sixth. And David Caines led 78 laps, not going to get a victory. And I bet he is definitely not a happy camper, as purely dominant car should have won and wound up not doing it. Rusty Capel is going to look like he's going to finish ninth. And I believe Jonathan Christopher is going to wind up in your top 10 as we get in. And it looks like David Kane sitting at the start-finish line is a statement that he wants to make, as he should rightfully have a gripe. But, you know, doesn't matter about being dominant. It matters about being clean and out of the way. And it looks like Anthony Palumbo did just that. Stayed out of the way. Stayed out of sight, out of mind, and came up front when he needed to. Again, we're about to get to your final results. Give you the points update after 5 races in. Hitting the halfway point. As Palumbo tears them down for his first win in the Busch Series. So let's bring up your results here. You can watch Palumbo still doing burnouts. Anthony Palumbo wins the race. Ronnie Head comes in second. Jonathan Wall comes in third. Sakawa Tusei will finish fourth. Gavin Lemons in fifth. Rick Seabrands in sixth. David Caines in seventh. Rusty Capel in eighth. Jonathan Christopher at ninth. Ryan Timmel will round out your top 10, it looks like. Nathan Rabideau will finish 11th. Brian Wright finishes 12th. Alex Hicks finishes in 13th. Joe Anderson comes home 14th. 15th is Cody Tabor. 16th, Frederick Hofstetter. 17th, Gerald Harper. 18th, Samuel Fontaine. 19th, John Diekman. 20th, Glenn Giles. 21st goes to Sharon Hill. 22nd goes to Zach Nichols. 23rd goes to John Kozak. That rounds out your 23 cars that showed up. The rest, as this has been an exciting race here at South Boston. And we'll see you next time here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.